for coming to the grand opening of the Compassionate Healing Center. My name is Yunju No. I came from Korea when I was 20 years old. Have studied, worked, and accomplished much in my life. After living in America for a while, I began to feel depressed, and I ignored the symptoms of depression and became ill. I had a big ambition to succeed and worked hard to support myself, but after many years of suffering, my body began to deteriorate. My eyes were swollen, pain pulsed through my body, and I felt very sick, and eventually I collapsed. I sought medical help from doctors, underwent a lot of testing, but they could not define my problem and told me that I was fine. I knew I was not fine. The pain was excruciating, and I could not get out of bed in the morning. I felt like I was dying and thought it would be better to die than to experience I felt like I was dying and thought it would be better to die than to experience this each day. My inner voice kept saying I wanted to live. I wanted to live and live well. I began to search for a cure, and I met a woman who was Reiki practitioner. Through her spiritual insight, she told me that she was seeing holes in my body like Swiss cheese. Her intuition and spiritual approach to life get me interested in the spiritual world. Eventually, she suggested that I attend a 3-day hypnosis therapy seminar. I attended the seminar and found it very interesting. I began to believe that I can heal. I believe I had the power to heal myself and began taking steps in the direction of self-healing. I am going to share with you 3 examples of my experience during the hypnosis therapy sessions. First one, I always had discomfort behind my ear. Under hypnosis, I heard a loud voice of my father's angry yelling and scolding. I found myself as a little girl, scared and hiding in the dark corner of my bedroom. Second one, my knee was always cold and feeling chilled. Under hypnosis, there I found my grandmother squatted and feeling lonely. Third, I had an inferiority complex. I suffered regularly anxiety attacks in my heart. When I had an anxiety attack, I had to stop breathing and stand still until the pain diminished. Under hypnosis, I found self-hatred and shame and anger towards myself. I began to practice what I learned at the seminar. I started to accept my feelings, which I had often ignored. I began to respect my feelings and gave room for rising emotions to speak out. I started to talk to the younger me, and believe it or not, I am still working on that conversation. She is very stubborn. The results were amazing. My anxiety attacks became less, and I began to feel better about myself and healthier. I began to understand the mechanism of hypnosis and self-healing. I truly believe that I can heal myself. During the 25 years I have worked at linen cleaners, I observed many people who wasted time, energy, money, and even their own health by receiving unnecessary care from doctors and hospital visits. All of them were unable to prevent or cure their illnesses or their death from cancer. Today we live a long lifespan. If we depend on others to heal us, it will be a shamefully painful life. I want all of us to respect ourselves and live a happy and joyous life. The Compassionate Healing Center is a place for developing the power of self-healing, sharing the power with others, help everyone stay healthy and happier. The Compassionate Healing Center will be offering hypnosis therapy and their various programs. I am considering offering programs in Zen meditation and Zen yoga, making tea from your backyard garden, and cooking vegetables are some of the things we can learn together. Hypnosis therapy is by appointment only. It is conducted on a one-to-one basis, and sessions can last for 2 or 3 hours. Today, I am offering free coupons for a session. I would like to run the Compassionate Healing Center with. I would like to run the Compassionate Healing Center with no set fees for any services offered currently. I guess I'm still greedy when I don't want to say no fees. That's why. But I am doing it. And Healing Center with no set fees for any service offering currently. After finishing a service or program, simply place an offering in an envelope, giving whatever amount you feel appropriate.
인공 스님, 인공 means benevolent bowl, and 스님 means just master. Okay, I have practiced Korean Zen meditation for 20 years in Korea. I studied Buddha's teachings about 10 years on sutras, about 10 years. Including the courses of master and PhD in Dongguk University, Seoul in Korea. And then I have taught many people in the colleges and Zen centers. Now I'm chief master in Wongak Zen Temple in Salisbury, New York State. First of all, I had to say thank you, Mr. No, who is the general manager and hypnotherapist, because she invited me here today. Now, I'd like to start with a story, which is a little funny and very meaningful for the programs in the center. Once upon a time, there was a very rich man who had 4 wives. You know, 4 wives. I don't know. Very monogamy is a tricky concept. I mean, anthropologically speaking. Anyway. He lacked for nothing. Over years, he had become more comfortable with his 4 wives. However, a day came when the doctors told him You have only only a few months to live. And he went here and there, looking for cures. But all useless. He finally began to thinking that it was truly about to die. And the thought terrified. And he was unable to stand the thought of being alone. He sent for the fourth wife, the youngest and the prettiest. You are the one I love above all the others. You are the one I think of first when I'm coming home. You are the one I work hard for. I worry so much about you when you're ill. So, when I die, will you come with me? But she replied, I'll go with you, but only up to the edge of your grave. No? The fourth wife represents family members. We love, we do anything to take care of our family, no? But when you die, they can go with you only as far your grave. That's it. So the rich man, disappointed by this, and called for the third wife. He said, sweetheart, in order for you to be my wife, I went through so many hardships, the difficulties and tears I had to endure to make you mine. So, if you think of how much I love you, won't you agree to come with me? And then the third wife replied, it was you who chased me. I never chased after you. Once your coffin goes through the front gate, our relationship is over. She said like that. The third wife stands for the money and power. People extend so much effort, right? And go through so many hardships in order to obtain wealth and position. But when death comes, all of their power is useless. And they can't take even a penny with them, right? Shaken by the third wife's answer, the rich man looked for some comfort from his second wife. Honey, I've taken good care of you, haven't I? I gave you nice clothes for each season, and whatever you want to eat, I provided. But now, I don't have much time left. I'm scared. So when I die, will you come with me? But the second wife answered, are you kidding me? There's no way. There's no way. And go with you. The second wife represents our power, our body. You know, we pour so much effort into taking care of our body. No matter how hard we work at taking care of our body, they won't follow us when we die. Finally, the rich man asked for his first wife. I'm so sorry that I have never paid much attention to you for a long time. But we spent many years together, living side by side. Will you go with me to the next world? The attachment, she replied. Of course I will. Of course I will. I don't care whether you're good or not. Considering all the years you spent together, how could I not accompany you? The first wife represents the karmic consciousness. We call it karma. The karma always, anywhere, anytime, follows like that. So, as you go through life, it's action and the state of mind, both good and bad, is recorded in our deep mind, one by one. They follow us like shadows, right? And go out again later with different shapes. When they arise through our present consciousness, it is very easy to mistake the thoughts, feelings for me. Because of the function of the karmic consciousness, they prevent us from thinking and perceiving wisely, right? So, let's think about what kind of thoughts we are giving rise to every single day. If while alive, we often give rise to the thought like a demon or animal, then after death, that is the level of existence you face and you feel in the next world. Furthermore, it is very hard to avoid being reborn at the level. On the other hand, if you cultivate your sincere and kind thoughts in your mind every single day, you will be naturally driven toward heavenly world. Because you are the one who has input the karmic records, you're also the one who can decide what to do when they are coming out again. Now, we are calling it just change and purify the karma right now. So we are suggesting two ways to change and purify the karmic consciousness. The first one is hypnosis. Just the another one is Zen meditation. We call it 참선 based on Zen yoga. Comparing to each other, hypnosis is operated by the therapist, right? So the clients can take part in the process passively. That is, rely on the therapist's word. On the other hand, Zen meditation can help the practitioners participate in the process to work more subjectively or actively. Basically, two both are very helpful for deep journey into the unconsciousness, right? Especially Zen meditation is very powerful to penetrate the unconsciousness. In other words, to breaking through the karmic blockage. And then later, awaken the fundamental mind. If you practice with the two tools every single day, then later there will be a kind of very exhilarating good news that you have never met before, you have never dreamed before, surely. So now, I'm hoping that all the people who are visiting here practice with the two tools, and then numerous people can achieve more higher life or enjoy these beautiful and blessed days together. Now, I'd like to show some kind of things about Zen Yoga briefly. I need someone to show you. Anyone? Does anyone can do help for showing the Zen Yoga? Okay. Keep straight your legs, and you can bend your upper body backward. Okay? Cross two hands at the top of pelvis. Okay, like that. Okay, not bad. And then fold forward your upper body. Yes, touching. Yes, keep the posture. Yeah. Most of the people have the weak point here and then here. The lumbar spine, number 4, number 5 area, and then thoracic spine, number 6, number 7 area. Most people, according to the stat, 70 to 80% of modern people have weak points here, scoliosis or kyphosis around here. Okay, thank you. So, including monks, professional meditator, monks, most of modern people have weak point around here. You know? Scoliosis. Thoracic spine, number 6, number 7. And lumbar spine area here. Very weak point. Especially younger guys have like this weak point. And if you have a weak point here, around here, you may imagine another phenomenon around your body, all kind of organs, you know? They are linked by all kind of nerves. So we have make it, correct it, to normal position. Furthermore, according to the Oriental medicine, there are many body energy flows, like this interesting flow, supervising flow. If you have some kind of trouble along the spinal line, there'll be a trouble with the body energy flow, you know. And then, next point. The hip joint area, we call it the gate of our body energy flow, you know. Getting older means you're having worse, weaker hip joint, you know. And then later, the energy flow is blocked around here, and then you can maybe fall down, and then you can never get up. You are already in the grave. Understand? So we are trying to make it better, in fact, to normal. So we have two main principles of this in this Zen yoga. The first one is activating the core line. Okay? And then making the hip joint area, opening the gate, hip joint area. Very simple. Two ways. No? Very simple. Activating spinal line, opening hip joint gate. The main principles. Very simple. But there is very hard goals every single day. Duration time. This is very important point. Most of professional sports players can make this posture, but I don't know how long they can keep this posture. Basically, you have to keep 5 to 7 minutes with this posture. Very not easy, you know. You can make this posture very simply, but later you have to keep the posture up to 7 minutes. That is the essential point of this Zen yoga, the duration time. And then later you can make the angle about close to 90 degrees. You can do it right now? Not easy. If you make it close to 90 degrees, at the time you may feel some special phenomena we have never experienced before. The body energy you have never felt before. Body energy from the bottom arise from here. And later, during sitting meditation, you have to make it concentration. We call it samadhi or samme. We make this concentration through the doubt. The doubt make it the concentration to penetrate the karmic blockage. Very powerful. In the history, Zen history, so many Zen masters had taught about the doubt, this structure. At the beginning, the doubt is like some kind of thinking or, yes, delusions or defilements. But later, through the doubt, you can get into the deep state of mind. We call it 의정. And then later, the unconsciousness starts to react the doubt. And then you don't need to move. You don't need to make it something. The bottom starts to move. That's it. At the time, you can get the power from the bottom. But you don't make the sitting meditation more deeper and longer than before. You can make it the doubt into the illusion. So, Zen yoga is for sitting meditation. Sitting meditation. But it is very useful, very helpful for modern people in their life because of a kind of trouble along the spinal line. So there's a two-way of this Zen yoga. For modern people, normal people, it's for health. To professional meditator is very useful for deep samadhi. Very useful. Basically, you have to sit for 2 or 3 hours at least for deep samadhi. If you don't sit for 2 or 3 hours at once, you don't get into the blockage of your karma. At the beginning, we said the karma. We have never met this area, the unconsciousness area, the karma area. You have never met. How can you do it? How can you change? How can you purify the karma by yourself? We have to get into the area of our consciousness, unconsciousness, and then you can change, you can purify the karma. Through the Zen yoga and then Zen meditation, and then you can get in the deep side, deep area, and then you can change and purify. That's it. Of course, hypnosis is very helpful to touch this area. But by a therapist, Zen meditation by yourself. Understand? Okay. 네, 연주음악사 선현장을 맡고 있는 인구입니다. 금일에 우리 불자님 중에 한 분이 그 큰 마음을 내서 우리 불자님과 그리고 현지인들 상관없이 많은 분들에게 힐링이 되고 이득이 되는 그런 그 힐링 센터를 오늘 개원하기로 했습니다. 그래서 제가 또 참선반에 또 정진하는 분이시기 때문에 제가 또 마음을 내서 이쪽에 와서 축하를 해주러 왔습니다. 더욱이 이 그 상담 심리 치료에 해당이 되는 그런 힐링 센터이기 때문에 여러모로 많은 분들에게 도움이 되지 않을까. 특히 현대인들 스트레스, 여러 가지 우울증, 여러 가지 가족관계, 인간관계, 사회관계 여러 관계 속에서 벌어지는 그런 모든 심리적인 그런 어떤 부작용 내지는 그런 불안정성을 해결하는데 조금이나 도움이 되고 또 가정에 많은 행복이 깃드는 그런 도움이 되지 않을까 싶습니다. 그래서 저도 와서 축하해 드리고요. 더불어서 또 우리 참선이 갖고 있는 어떤 내재적인 그런 폭발력과 그다음에 효능을 또 자랑하러 왔습니다. 그래서 우리 불자님들도 여러 가지 바쁘시겠지만 다사다난하고 바쁘시겠지만은 이러한 좋은 일에 한번 동참해 주시고 또 관심을 가져주시면 좋겠습니다. 앞으로 많은 번창을 기원하겠습니다.
Hi, my name is Hyung Yeon Sunim. I'm from Daeyeon Temple in New Hartford, Connecticut, and I'm very happy to hear of your beginning of your new Compassionate Healing Center. I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope to come again and see you soon. Thank you so much.